Hello and welcome back. It's Doug again with another pen video. I've got a new parcel in the mail today. I'm very excited about getting this one. It's interesting that I've already opened this, but it's interesting that this one came first because I ordered it at least, about 8 or 9 days after I had ordered my PenBBS 456. This is not my 456, but it is the 308 that I had ordered after the 456, and it came in a bit smaller of a box because the box itself, here we got the little thing from PenBBS, give me 5, and the box is a new box for PenBBS, for me anyway. And my previous 308 had come in a much larger box with the magnetic flip. This has no markings on it whatsoever, just plain gray cardboard. And inside is this new metal box. And I suppose that says PenBBS in Chinese characters. And inside, in its pen condom, is the pen. This is the 308 Amber is a Cat. This is a special color. I guess they make it every so often, but they sold out of these pretty quickly on PenBBS on Etsy. And I already have a 308 in the cedar color, which I absolutely adore. And it has a fine PenBBS nib on it. This one has the fine BBS, not PBS, BBS nib on it as well. But this one has the Amber is a Cat with the cat's paws nib on it, which I suppose makes it $10 more expensive. I think it's more the special acrylic that's on this pen. A lot of chatoyance and shimmer. But there's another difference to this pen as well. We open up it takes a bit of doing. We see the regular converter that comes with the 308, but you can pull that out. You notice that it has a silicone ring right there and a little channel for it to rest in so that you can put this back together without the converter and use it as an eyedropper, which is what I plan to do with this pen. Now, let's look at my PenBBS cedar. I thought it was going to be eyedropperable, but you'll notice that there's no O-ring there. And there's not even a channel to put one on. So I'm not sure whether this is part of the new series of 308s or whether it's just that Amber is a Cat model. But that seems to be the only difference. They all still say 266 on them, even though they're 308s. They have the regular clip that comes standard on the 308s. And it has a marvelous resin. So I'm going to clean this guy out and fill it up with some ink, do some measurements and some size comparisons, and a writing sample. Okay, so here we go with some weights and measures. And here are some size comparisons. This is the PenBBS 308. Here it is with a Wingsung 3008. Here it is with a Moonman M6. And with a Moonman M600S. Now, I'm going to open it up and fill it up with some ink. So what I've decided to fill it with, I was kind of undecided about this. I don't want to put brown ink in this pen. I've got some Mont Blanc Toffee Brown in this pen, and I don't write with brown a lot. I know Toffee Brown would be a good match with this amber pen, but I think I'm going to write with this pen a lot. So I generally write in blue. So I'm going to open this up and put some Iroshizuku Asa Gao. It's a nice bright blue. In the pen, I'm going to eyedropper it, so it's going to be quite full. And we'll see how it writes. Okay, I'm back. I've filled up the pen with the Asa Gao, and the pen is quite a bit darker now, as you can see, with that dark ink in there. But it still looks great. And it took a lot of ink. I'm guessing that it took about 5 milliliters of ink. My syringe, all the markings have worn off it, so I can't really tell, but it was way up to about here, the amount of ink that I put in that pen. So let's give it a try and see whether it works. The pen does post, and I don't post my pens, but this pen, if I was going to post a pen, this one posts the most comfortably for me of all my pens. I know I've posted my cedar as well. It doesn't backweight the pen at all, so it's a nice light cap. I still like to write with it unposted, but if you're going to post it, it posts very securely. It's not overly long, but even with that length, you don't feel that weight. So let's give this a try. This is the PenBBS 308, and this one is the amber, is a cat, and it is a fine nib, but I'm like my other PenBBS 308, it's feeling like a fine medium. So I'm going to say it's a fine to a medium. This ink is Iroshizuku Asa Gao. And this is very smooth. This is smoother than my cedar. This is right out of the box. I haven't tweaked it at all. It's writing a bit dry, but it might be the ink. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's writing very dry. I might spread that out a little bit and see whether I can get it wetter. But I've heard that PenBBS nibs tend to run a little bit dry. My cedar is a little bit wetter than this. Well, that's a very nice writing experience. I'm liking this pen. Again, first impressions, but I think I'm traveling in the next, couple weeks, 3 weeks from now. I'm going to be traveling for about a month, and I'm deciding which pens to take with me. And I was thinking that I might take this one, especially because it's eyedropperable, and it holds a ton of ink. But I've made a couple of preparations for traveling, and one is that I have taken a bunch of cartridges. I went and bought some Faber-Castell turquoise because I've got a bottle of this ink, and I took the cartridges and I opened them up and drained them of their ink back into my bottle, and then I cleaned them all out, and then I filled them with some of my favorite inks. And this one, it's marked in black. This is Asa Gao, and I marked on the box. I've got 2 Konpekis, 2 Asa Gao, and 2 bilberries. That's the diamine bilberry in this little box. And the way I sealed them up again was I used some hot glue. I've got a hot glue gun, and I just dropped a little bit of hot glue on there, and all I have to do to use this cartridge is just pull that little bit of hot glue out of there and put it into the pen. So for, what was this? I think about $4 or $5 for these 6 cartridges. And I save the ink. I'm just putting it right back into my Faber-Castell turquoise bottle. I can get a number of cartridges to travel with, and they're sealed up nicely. So, and I'm not flying, I'm driving, so I'm not worried about them exploding on me. So I think I'm going to buy a couple more of these and do that experiment again and see how many other colors I can bring with me. I'm also going to be bringing my little travel Midori. Now, this is not a real Midori. So all of you that are watching, please note that this is not a Midori, but it's a Midori lookalike. And it was about 20 bucks, and it came with 3 notebooks, 2 blanks, sorry, two lined, 1 blank, and 1 calendar kind of notebook. And I've got this little money clip that I'm just inserting in here like that, and then I'm going to slide the clip just along there like that, and then bind the whole thing together. And a really nice travel set. I had my Moonman M6 in there as a nice match, and I might do that, but this pen's a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter, and I'm liking that combination. So I think I'm going to take this pen with me. I haven't decided on all the other pens yet, but I will in due course. So that just leaves it for me to say again, thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.